Hello, and welcome to this presentation on ethical and privacy considerations in artificial intelligence e-commerce. Today we'll explore how AI-powered personalization is reshaping online shopping, and more importantly, how we can balance user experience with ethical responsibility and data privacy. As e-commerce continues to evolve, businesses must navigate challenges like fairness, transparency, and compliance with privacy regulations. So this presentation will guide you through key considerations in designing an AI-driven product recommendation system that is not only effective, but also trustworthy and ethical. So now let's talk about task analysis, understanding the problem. E-commerce businesses often struggle with generic product recommendations that fail to engage customers or drive conversions. Traditional recommendation systems lack personalization, which leads to missed revenue opportunities and a frustrating shopping experience for users. What is the key task? It's delivering real-time personalized product suggestions that align with each user's unique preferences and shopping behavior. To achieve this, we leverage AI-driven recommendations that analyze browsing history, past purchases, and explicit preferences. Machine learning helps us identify these shopping trends and predict the most relevant products for each user, enhancing their experience and improving conversion rates. For example, if you look at Amazon, when you go to Amazon and you click on a particular product, they also suggest other products that you have even browsed or other users have purchased, or things that may be related or complement the product that you're searching for. So now that we've defined the challenge, let's explore how users interact with AI-driven recommendations and what factors contribute to a great user experience. So now let's talk about user experience design, how users interact with AI recommendations. For AI-powered recommendations to be effective, they must be seamlessly integrated into the shopping experience. Users encounter these recommendations in multiple areas. First, you have it on the home page. Then you have product pages and during checkout, making them a crucial part of the e-commerce journey. So there's three key AI UX considerations. Number one, we have user inputs and feedback. So one of the most critical aspects of AI recommendations is user feedback. Customers should be able to like, dislike, or refine their preferences to improve recommendation accuracy. This creates a feedback loop, continuously enhancing the model's performance. Number two, we have transparency. AI systems must be transparent about why specific recommendations are made, providing explanations such as recommended based on your recent browsing builds user trust and engagement. And number three, communicating uncertainty. So AI predictions aren't always 100% accurate. That's why it's important to communicate uncertainty using confidence scores like highly relevant or suggested for you. This gives users context and control over their shopping experience. So while a seamless experience is important, privacy concerns must also be addressed. So let's take a look at how we handle user data responsibly. So now let's talk about privacy considerations. Protecting user data. So privacy is a critical concern in AI-driven e-commerce. Collecting and storing user data introduces risk, including unauthorized access, data breaches, and misuse of sensitive information. To mitigate these risks, strict security measures must be in place. Privacy compliance, on the other hand, compliance with global privacy regulations such as GDPR, that's a European standard, And CCPA, which is California, ensures that users have control over their personal data. This means implementing clear opt-in and opt-out options, encrypting sensitive data, and following data minimization practices. That is, only collecting what's necessary for personalization. So beyond privacy, we must also consider ethical considerations. Let's explore how we ensure fairness, accountability, and transparency in AI-driven recommendations. So now let's talk about ethical considerations, fairness, accountability, and transparency. AI-driven recommendation systems must be fair, accountable, and transparent. Without these principles, they risk reinforcing biases, limiting product exposure, and creating unfair advantages for certain brands or products. What are the potential sources of these biases? So one key challenge is bias in the recommendations themselves. AI systems often favor popular products over niche or underrepresented offerings, limiting visibility for new or diverse brands. This can lead to an imbalance in e-commerce marketplaces. I know this from firsthand experience. I sell on Etsy, I sell on Amazon, and other marketplaces, as well as my own websites. We also need to take consideration for fairness and accountability. To ensure fairness, recommendations must be balanced to promote diverse product exposure. Regular fairness audits and evaluations help identify and correct biases in the system. And then lastly, we have transparency and user control. Finally, transparency matters. So giving users the ability to adjust their preferences and control their recommendations empowers them to shape their shopping experience while ensuring ethical AI use. So how do we validate and continuously improve these recommendations? So let's look at the next steps. So now let's talk about our next steps for ensuring continuous improvement. AI-driven recommendations present a huge opportunity for e-commerce businesses, improving user engagement and driving sales. However, for long-term success, we must address user experience, privacy, and ethical concerns. And the way we do this, first, we can conduct A/B testing for effectiveness. To ensure recommendations actually improve engagement, we must conduct A/B testing, comparing AI-driven suggestions against traditional methods and measuring metrics like click-through rates, conversion rates, and user satisfaction. Number two, we do continuous monitoring and improvement. User feedback is a powerful tool. By analyzing real-world interactions, we can refine our recommendations over time by ensuring relevance and accuracy. And lastly, we have privacy and bias mitigation. We must continuously strengthen privacy measures and address bias through regular audits and model improvements, maintaining compliance and ethical AI standards. With that, let's wrap up with a final thought. Thank you for your time and attention. Ethical and privacy considerations in AI e-commerce are evolving rapidly. And as we move forward, it's important to keep user trust, fairness, and transparency at the forefront of AI development. If you have any questions or feedback, I'd love to hear from you. Together, we can build AI-powered e-commerce experiences that are both innovative and responsible.